Christian Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Economics of Neighborly Love, Investing in Your Community's Compassion and Capacity by Tom Nelson, narrated by Tom Parks. Introduction. We don't like nuts on our cake. Those were the deceptive words my mother blurted out to a fellow elementary student in a rural Wisconsin schoolhouse during the era of the Great Depression. Her more materially advantaged school chum simply couldn't fathom why the cake in my mom's lunch pail didn't have sugary frosting with nuts on top. A shy and sensitive young girl, my mom immediately felt the shame of her family's material impoverishment. Mom had not taken an economics class, but even so, she intuitively knew economic realities mattered in everyday life. Nuts on a cake were a luxury her family could not afford. As Mom recounted this moment years later to her 7 awestruck children, she made clear that outright deception seemed to be her only option at the time. How else could she protect her proper sense of human dignity? Lying was not habit for her, but I find it telling that this bold-faced lie came out quickly and easily when an insensitive schoolmate backed her into an economic corner. Like my mom, I too grew up in rural poverty. My father's untimely death amplified the number of times my 6 siblings and I faced the struggle of material impoverishment. On more than one occasion, we felt the shame of our own "we don't like nuts on our cake" moments. During our daily bus rides home from school, our family poverty could not be masked. Schoolmates would ask, "When are you going to paint your house?" Following our mother's example, we too lied through our teeth, offering up plausible yet deceptive reasons for the glaringly neglected appearance of our home. Even as a 10-year-old boy, I knew house paint was a luxury far beyond our single mother's meager budget. Although I had little economic understanding at the time, I could see that the world I'd been born into was an economic one, and that the economics of a family mattered. Though she never spoke a single complaining word, I was aware it was a Herculean struggle for my mom to make sure we had enough food on the table. The exterior of the house would have to wait. There were more pressing matters at hand. The bus ride home would remain a regular and unwelcome reminder that we were poor, a reminder that often prompted me to question my own worth and value. One of the most painful memories from my early adolescence occurred after a softball game with a few friends. I found myself at a drive-in restaurant where I realized I could not afford a single item on the menu. Suddenly, I wasn't hungry anymore. I fought back tears while I stood beside my teammates, and when I got home that night, I drenched my pillow in a flood of sorrow. Though I had not yet taken an economics class or even thought about supply and demand, though I hadn't heard the names of Milton Friedman, Friedrich Hayek, and John Maynard Keynes, I knew in the depths of my heart that economics mattered, and mattered a lot. I couldn't articulate it at the time, but I began to grasp on a personal level that economic flourishing and human flourishing were intricately connected. Yet even as our family was materially impoverished, we experienced spiritual richness through our Christian faith and in our local church. But growing up, I was puzzled as to why so many in our church didn't seem to care about our family's economic stresses and vulnerabilities. Was it a lack of compassion? A lack of capacity? Or was it something different altogether? As a single parent, my mom worked extraordinarily hard at a relatively low-paying job. The economic challenges we faced were not hard for others to see. Indeed, material poverty weighs on the human heart, but is worn on the sleeve. I'm sure our economic situation was apparent to those around us. Nevertheless, the Christian faith of our local church felt deeply disconnected from the economic challenges we experienced. Each day, I woke up in an economic world, yet the Christian faith I was taught seemed to have little to say about it. I wondered why this was. Did Christian faith have anything to do with the economic world I lived, worked, and played in? As a young adult, this important question was put on the back burner for a time, even as I pursued a college degree in business. I took classes in macroeconomics, microeconomics.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?